Hello and welcome to what is my third Stitch With Me video. I'm a simple stitcher and my name is Emily, and thank you for joining me. I'm just working on the Mad Hatter on, I think it's 32 count Silver Moon fabric by Colour Cascade, and I'm currently working on his head. So just earlier today, I'm just threading my floss. Earlier today I've just been working on, I did the black, I did the black inside his cup and his little, this part of his hand, which I had to rip some out of. Just thread my needle. So today is the 15th of April and it's about 4 o'clock here. Just need to work out where I'm starting to stitch. So it's been a busy few weeks. I think in my last Stitch With Me video, we had done the final inspection for our house. And we were due to settle. So we settled, and we settled on the Monday, and we moved all our stuff in on the Easter long weekend. So I didn't get to the house between the Monday and the Easter long weekend. Craig handled all of that sort of stuff, so he was handling all the connections, the electricity, the gas, the NBN, which we still don't have. It's connected to the house now, but it hasn't been connected, like the wiring has been connected to the house, but not sure if you can, I just want to make sure. Just going to play with this for a second just to make sure you can see what I'm doing. Is that better or worse? Let's bear with me. So the connection is to the house with the wiring and that, but the address hasn't been updated yet to connect the NBN with Telstra. Craig knows the story. I'm not sure what it is exactly, but the NBN organisation that runs the NBN itself has to update the address, and then Telstra can go in and then connect the NBN. So until that address is updated, Telstra can't do anything. They're reliant on the NBN. So good old red tape, but hopefully we'll have it soon, because at the moment Craig's going back to the beach house to work every day, which is fine, but we've got internet, we're paying for the internet there and set up there, so we're not paying for it here. So when I load these videos, because I've just done a stitchy update, when I load these, I'll have to go to the house where we've got the good internet and load it there. But that's fine. That's just the way it goes. Okay. Can't see. You see that? So we moved in. It was very exciting. It was very exhausting. My mum came down. So we went down to Melbourne on the Friday, which was Good Friday. And then we loaded up. We hired a trailer, and Craig's parents hired a trailer. We loaded up all the stuff we had in Melbourne. And then we brought that back down here. Unloaded all of that at the house. And then did more trips between what we've got here at the beach house and our house, because basically we'd had all of our stuff in storage for quite a while, but it was costing us like $400 a month, so it was costing a lot of money, and in the end we decided that it was just not feasible, and so we got rid of some stuff, and the rest of the stuff we put into the garage here, because there's a garage. And we just put everything in the garage. So we couldn't use a garage. But at least we weren't paying $400 a month in storage fees, which was just ridiculous. Not to mention the fact that the storage box that we'd been using was too big, because we organised the size. When we booked our storage, like 2 years ago, when we were moving out of the house that we sold and down here, we booked the storage, and Craig put together like a really detailed list of everything we needed to put into storage. Sent it to the lady, and the lady said, oh yeah, no, this is the size box that you need. It's going to be this much a month, and rah, rah, rah. So we said, okay, based on that cost, we're happy, we'll go with that size box. The day that we got there, when we moved out, we had a truck, the moving company. So the moving company turned up at the storage place, and the lady said, oh no, we don't have that box available, that size box available. You're going to have to go for this bigger box. So it was a complete scam. She basically hooked us in on one size, and then when we were there with the moving company, with nowhere else to put our storage, she's like, oh no, you can't, we don't have it. Sorry, you're going to have to put it in this big one. So we put it in, and we never ended up like moving it into a smaller one, because it's a lot of work to get all of the furniture out of one storage box and into another one. Like, you've got to move everything all over again. So we left it, and in the end, when we ended up being here at the beach house longer than what we intended, we just went, right, that's it, we're not going to keep spending this money. So we pulled it all out of storage, brought it some to Craig's parents, some to my mum's, and then the balance came down here and went in the garage. So we brought back what was in Melbourne on Good Friday, and then what was left in the garage we started taking over to the new house, and it was pretty exhausting. It was really hard work. I'm sure those of you that have moved know how hard it is, and it's just such physically hard work, loading stuff in trailers, sorting through it all, getting it out of the trailer, getting it into the house. Like, it's hard. So we were all pretty buggered, and we did that Friday, and then Saturday we did more, but we did a shorter day, but Craig's dad did less because he's older and he just gets so incredibly tired. And I just was worried about him. So there was a lot of stuff that my mum was pottering around doing her thing. There was a lot of stuff that Craig and I did by ourselves, and Craig's dad helped out with the heavy stuff that he needed help with, but we did a lot of loading and just getting it sorted. I tried to do as much as possible so that he didn't have to, he didn't get so exhausted, because the Friday night when we got home and we sat down at the end of the night, like, he was just wrecked, and that worried me. And then on Sunday, which was Easter Sunday, we had Easter eggs, and then Craig and I moved other stuff. Craig's mum went up to see his sister, and his dad went back to Melbourne and dropped off the trailer, dropped their trailer back, and his mum went to Indented Head to see his sister, where they were staying with their kids, and drop off their Easter eggs. And then the Sunday night, because the Monday was Craig's dad's birthday, the Monday night we went out for dinner to a local restaurant, and celebrated Craig's dad's birthday. So that was nice, but gee, it was full on. And then the Monday we just potted around and did more unloading and packing and taking stuff over, because we had all the household stuff, like all the pantry stuff, you know, like we didn't have a lot that we had to move from the beach house other than what was in the garage, so to speak. But we had like the clothes that were in the chest of drawers, the clothes that were in the wardrobe, all the clothes that we'd, you know, all the pantry stuff that we'd acquired, and things like that. So, you know, by the time you box all that up and you take that across, the clothes we just like left on the hangers and dumped in the back of the car, and the chest of the stuff that was in any drawers, we just like pulled the drawers out, dumped them in the back of cars, and brought them across, and that was on the Monday. But the Monday we kept doing that. Mum had a quiet time, and Craig's parents went home fairly early. So I'm just going to mark off my chart. So it was very full on, but the house is beautiful. Sorry, I'm just highlighting and marking off. I can't talk at the same time. Okay, so I'm going to use, now it's 9:07. Just going to work on this little bit of the teacup here. Yes, the house is really beautiful. It's really comfortable. We've got an open plan dining, kitchen, living downstairs, with lots of space. Then there's a master bedroom downstairs with an ensuite and a walk-in wardrobe and the laundry, and then a hallway that goes to the garage, and then through the laundry there's a little courtyard where the clothesline is, and then there's a courtyard, and then there's two doors that go to the little courtyard, and then off the little courtyard you can also get to the garage. So there's like two ways to get to the garage. And then upstairs there are two bedrooms, the retreat, which I'm turning into my stitchy area, and a main bathroom and toilet. And there's also another toilet downstairs, so there's 3 toilets in the house. And it's a lot bigger than where we were before, which is really good. The cats are loving it. They've been playing a lot more. They've been like just running around and chasing each other because they've got more space, because our cats don't go outside. I've lost enough cats to being hit by cars and bitten by snakes and all sorts of things. I'm not having that anymore. It's just not okay. So they stay inside. Eventually, when we've got spare cash, which is not any time in the near immediate future, I will get a cat run for them that I'll outside, and they can go outside in the cat run and have their time outside there. But they've got a lot more space now, and they're really, really enjoying it than what we had before. So the boys are happy. And the master bedroom downstairs, because Craig works from home and I study and will be working from home as well eventually. It's a bigger space. We're gonna make that the master bedroom. The office, the master bedroom, the office, and then we're using the bedroom upstairs. Which, why does that come through? That's annoying. That's because I had to unpick some of this and I hacked at it and it's not ended. I wonder if that's going to be a problem. And then the retreat I'm turning into my stitchy area. And we've got a water tank, and which I haven't worked out how to use yet. Double glazed windows, and which is nice because it makes it quieter and it's better for insulation and things like that. Nice big bathrooms, nice big bedrooms, and then a small outdoor backyard area, so a little bit of lawn, a space for an outdoor setting, veranda, like a back, but it's not covered over, so we'll have to cover that over in time. I don't know why they didn't just cover it over, to be honest. Wouldn't have been hard, but now, so we've got to do that. And there was a couple of things before we settled that the builder needed to come back and do, but so far he's been really good. I had to call him the other day and he was very responsive and nice, because we got a new washing machine, because our washing machine was a top loader washing machine, but in this house, the washing machine's built in under the under a bench, so our top loader is not going to work. So we had to get a new front loader. So we bought a front loader washing machine, and then the pipe under the sink, the drainage outlet, wasn't drilled out. So the guy went to connect the washing machine, and you couldn't, like, there was no way for the water to flow out. And so he's like, oh, you have to get a plumber to come back in and undrill the thing. So I'm like, oh God, really? Like, wouldn't you just do that when you bloody installed the pipe? So anyway, the builder was really good. He just rang the plumber, got the plumber to come back. The plumber drilled the hole out. And the washing machine is now connected. Which is exciting because we can do washing. It was a bit hard before. Mum was taking it home with her, or we were taking it to the other house and leaving it there, or doing it there. $9.50. Just get another colour. So that was a bit of a pain. So we've got that, and yesterday we got new mattresses delivered. Hang on, I've just got to put this away. Because our mattresses had been sitting in the garage for 12 months, even though they had a plastic cover over them. I wasn't excited about the thought of, we used them for a short period of time. We had them out for a short little bit while you know, we didn't have replacement ones, but I wasn't excited about you know, the salt air and the dust and the dirt and the goobies and the spiders and everything else that could have got into them. So we got 2 new mattresses, one for each of the bedrooms, and the old mattresses will just go out. I've got to organise the council to come and hopefully the council will come and pick them up. I think we normally get you get like 1 or 2 collections a year or something, and you can call them up and get stuff like taken away. So we'll do that. So they came on Saturday, and it was, they're luscious mattresses. They're so high though. But they're just beautiful and soft and padded. Really, why do I have an extra gap? Okay. That's right. Really nice mattresses. So that will be, they're nice to sleep on. So we had the new mattress for the first time last night because my back was getting sore on the old one because it was old and crap. So we've done that, and then yesterday we also went and Craig got the TV. Last week Craig got the TV put up on the wall. So we put the TV up downstairs. So that got sorted out. That was the first thing that happened. That was like serious priorities for some people. For I don't know about other people's other halves, but Craig's world crumbles if he doesn't have TV and internet. So we moved in. We've got other things to do, but the TV had to go up on the wall. So okay, pick my battles. So that went up. Just got to make sure I'm in the right spot. So that's up. And yesterday we went and got a Bunnings. We went to Bunnings and got one of their cube storage things. So you just construct it. And I got a 4x4 cube for all my stitchy stuff up here in the retreat. Which is really like great because I previously didn't really have a stitchy spot. I had a stitchy spot on the couch in the lounge area, and all my stuff was just jumbled together in a corner in boxes, and those little craft suitcases that you get from Spotlight, and boxes, and I couldn't find anything and I couldn't get to anything, and so it didn't feel very loved. So I got a Bunnings cube and we constructed that yesterday. I Stanley knifed myself in the process. So that pissed blood everywhere. Lucky it wasn't too deep, but it was fairly deep. And I got that set up, and then I've pulled everything that was in my little suitcases out of the suitcases and into the nooks. At the moment, everything's just sitting in the nooks. Like there's no holders to hold everything neat. No, the fabric's just sitting in a pile in one. The charts that I need to file are just dumped on their side in there. The current whips are just sitting there. So they're not all stacked neatly, like sitting neatly. But I will get to that. And at least it's all out and I can see what I've got and I can find things, which is really lovely. And it's just nice because it just feels like I've got a little bit of space for me, for something that's important for me, because previously all my stuff was just shoved in a corner out of the way, and the cats sat on it and trashed it, and now I've got the space for me, which is really nice. So what I'll do is, once it's a little bit more sorted, I just feel like it's a bit too messy. Like all my charts, I brought my folders across today with my charts from the other house, from the beach house. and but I haven't put them in it yet because I've got to do a little bit more reorganizing. So when it's a little bit more organized, in the next week or so, I will do a video of my stitching area. I've got my egg chair up here, which is actually an outdoor basket chair, but that I put up here that I'll stitch and read in, but it's not really good for stitching with a frame. It's like not conducive to that. And then I don't have an armchair or anything to stitch in up here yet. So I've got one of our old, we got at the op shop in our old, when we were in our old house, a outdoor wicker set for like $80 and we got it delivered. So I've claimed the 2-seater this afternoon and brought it upstairs and just chucked a blanket over it. It's still cobwebby and hairy. I've got to clean it up. But this morning we did so much running around. We got up. I get tired in the afternoons with the days that we have. And like they're not exceptional compared to other people, but I just get tired. We got up, went to breakfast with my mum at 9:30 because she was down. And then we went and did the grocery shopping and went to the fruit shop. And then we came back to the house, unloaded the grocery shopping, and I tore up the boxes and cleaned up the rubbish to put in the car from the Bunnings, because, you know, the amount of packaging that comes with anything from the cube shelving to take to the beach house and put in the recycling bin there because our bin was full. And the packaging from the mattresses that came yesterday, the plastic sheets that came off that. So I loaded all that into the car while Craig had his man poo. And then we went to the beach house, put all of that in the recycling and the rubbish bins there. And then we came back, Craig vacuumed and I cleaned the bathrooms and the toilets, and made smoothies for the week ahead. So for breakfast, fruit and veg smoothies. And then we set up the TV. We tested out the TV because Craig's actually, he's all right with that. So we got the TV working, the spare one that we had, and the DVD player connected, so that when I'm up here stitching, I can watch TV or watch a movie or something like that. So we got that working. That was a bit of a trial. And then we did that, and then we brought this outdoor chair upstairs that was downstairs so that I've got somewhere to work. It's not the most comfortable chair for stitching, but it's better than nothing. Like, it's better than not having anything at all. And I've just got to, I'll have to prop myself up with cushions and just make sure that I'm, you know, nicely supported so I don't get a sore shoulder or anything like that. And if I do that, it'll do me for quite a while until we've got the, you know, till we've got the funds to get something else. Because I'm pretty happy as long as I've got just, you know, something that works. And then Craig went to the gym, and then I sat down and did a little bit of stitching. And did my update. And then, yeah, so it's been a while since that was done. So I got pretty exhausted, so I'm not really thinking about, not really planning on doing too much more sorting out today. Just going to have a little bit of a quiet time. By the time I do that, then I've got to get ready for the week ahead. I've got uni Wednesday night, and Craig's uncle passed away on Sunday of last week, and so we've got the funeral on Thursday, so we've got to do that. We're going up to their hometown for that. So it's going to be a busy week. I think Craig's parents, because I'm in Melbourne on Wednesday night for uni, but there's no point in coming home. I normally stay in Melbourne on Wednesday night and then go to work on Thursday and then come home Thursday night, and Craig picks me up from the train station. He drops me at the train station on Wednesday morning. But I don't think I'll come home Wednesday night. I think I'll get Craig's parents to pick me up on Thursday morning to go to the funeral. And then Craig will drive down from here to the funeral in my car. And then I will drive. We'll go to the funeral and then I'll drive home. So it's going to be a pretty busy week. Before we know it, it's going to be Friday. And then there's stuff on next weekend. We've got a birthday, so we'll be down in Melbourne and probably stay in Melbourne on Saturday night. So it's a bit exhausting. But luckily we don't have stuff on too often because, to be honest, I don't really like doing stuff on the weekend with other people. We have so much to do and there's so much going on just during the week with work and all of that sort of stuff that my weekends are busy enough with just doing housework, grocery shopping, and then finding some time to relax and just take some time for me. So yeah, so that's probably, I think that's enough. That's half an hour. That's an update of what's been happening here. I hope you've enjoyed listening to my random garble of what's been happening over the last couple of weeks, and I hope you've enjoyed it and enjoyed watching the stitching. If you've got any questions about what I'm stitching or anything, just let me know, and hopefully I will have this up in the next couple of days. I'll edit it and then pop over to the other house and load it up. I hope you're having a lovely stitchy time or a lovely weekend or moving into the weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.